Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the ever-changing world of technology? Tech It Out can help make some sense of it all. Breaking down geek speak into street speak, technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman covers consumer technology each week for every listener. Mark tackles the latest news, reviews, and how-tos to help you understand what's hot, what's not, and why.
Hey everyone, welcome to Tech It Out, episode 360. Hope you're all having an awesome day so far, a long weekend, no less. Can you believe September is here already? Crazy. Well, it's still Atlantic hurricane season for part of the country, and so we're going to kick off this week's new Tech It Out with a chat about how your cellular service continues to work in adverse weather conditions. Not as easy as you think. We'll be joined by Verizon in about 60 seconds. It's really fascinating what they do, both on the ground with mobile assets, as well as above Earth with satellites and such. Also on the show this week, the US Open is here. My tennis fans are going crazy. And so we're going to chat with IBM about the data behind the tournament, how information is collected on all the games in real time, and how it's displayed for fans. So we'll chat with IBM. Also on the show, you probably have an alarm for your home and maybe your car, but what about one for you? Maybe when you travel, for your hotel room, or for those who are off to college, staying in a dorm room. Well, we're going to chat with ArmorSiren about its portable and personal alarm system that's about the size of a smartphone. We'll hear how it works on this week's new Tech It Out, powered by Intel Core Ultra PCs, which I'll tell you more about shortly. But let's officially kick off this week's new show with our first interview. As the Atlantic hurricane season continues to pummel parts of the country, AccuWeather meteorologists warn there's a lot more to come. In fact, what's expected is a dramatic surge in tropical storms and hurricanes, potentially rivaling the record-breaking activity of 2020. To prepare and for recovery following a storm for the communities that are impacted, Verizon Cellular Network is ready for all scenarios. To tell us all about it is Mark Paff, Director of Business Continuity and Event Management at Verizon. Thanks for your time, Mark. Good to chat with you.
Thank you, Mark. I'm glad to be here.
Great. Now, before we talk about the work that you do at Verizon, is it true that storms, including hurricanes, are increasing both in frequency and intensity?
So there's certainly been a lot of discussions and a lot of news reports about that. So if you listen to some of the experts out there, like NOAA, which is the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or Colorado State University, who are experts in this area, they have come out with amended reports this year that did speak to an increase in frequency and intensity. Mm-hmm. They upped their forecasts of named storms, hurricanes, and major hurricanes. We've already experienced some hurricanes with Debbie in the Florida and the northeast part of the country, as well as with Beryl that hit the Gulf area in Houston, Texas. So we're already seeing that, and it's something that we are prepared for as we continue through this active storm season.
Okay, thanks for that. And so this brings us to you, Mark. As incident commander, what is your key responsibility here? Is it to ensure the network keeps running, it's not disrupted?
Absolutely. Great question, Mark. It actually starts before incident command. So in addition to leading crisis management for Verizon, I also have responsibility for business continuity planning. So those are the plans that we create that can weather and sustain us through any kind of an event. Events that could disrupt operations at the strategic level for all of the products, services, and critical business functions that we support and for the customers and communities that we serve, all the way down to tactical plans for, like at our retail stores, what do our customers and staff do if there's an approaching tornado? We have plans that we create, that we audit, we test, and we certify and run exercises on an annual basis to make sure that any scenario, and we follow an all hazards approach, which includes storms and, of course, anything else that could potentially disrupt our operations like wildfires and tornadoes. We prepare for those and make sure that we've got the continuity plans and that we're exercising, testing, and certifying those plans on an annual basis. And then if it does look like we're going to activate one of our business continuity plans, that's when I transition roles and turn into the crisis incident command lead for all of Verizon. We have crisis management teams around the world because we are a global company serving multiple countries around the world. Domestically in the U.S., we have 4 crisis management teams that are geographically based. We have one in EMEA, one in Asia Pac, LATAM, and Canada. And I lead crisis response for all of those. We monitor for global situations and anything that could potentially disrupt our operations and services 24/7. I have a whole team set up for that. And when it does look like, and we have time to prepare for an event, we will activate one of our business continuity plans, turn up the crisis management team. And those crisis management teams are typically made up of all of the components of the business that would need to come together to mitigate and restore and recover from, say, a storm activity. It's usually about 80 people, and these are people from HR, from our network, from finance, from insurance, from our external outreach, corporate communications. I mean, it's all parts of the company because it's a team effort to make sure that we can sustain whatever threat that we're activating for. So I will lead those teams. We typically, to the extent that we can prepare, go through pre-incident planning to prepare for the event. Then we have our activation for when we're responding to the threat. And then once the threat is rolled on, it's all the recovery aspects that I'll lead until we return to a business as usual stance.
Thanks for that very comprehensive answer. Can you tell us a bit about your work with first responders on the ground? So once the incident happens, let's say a major weather incident, how does Verizon work with the local emergency units?
Absolutely. We actually have several specialty teams that work with different parts of the public sector, and first responders is one of them. Our frontline organization is made up of former first responders themselves, former police, state highway patrol, EMTs, firefighters. These are people within our frontline organization that understand the pressures and the communication needs that public sector agencies that are responding to a threat need. And we can actually come in and work with them and provide solutions that meet whatever needs that they have.
Those are the heroes that you want to work
with.
Absolutely. Awesome. So much of Verizon's work here seems to be about deploying mobile network assets, right, to help restore or at least augment the network capacity. Because this is a tech show, could you tell us a bit about that part of it?
Absolutely. Again, I mentioned Frontline as being one of our specialty teams. We have other teams that respond to different components of our networks that utilize a lot of these assets that we have. One of them is our DIRT team, that is our dedicated impact response team. These are made up of engineers across our radio access network operation teams that service the wireless component of our networks. We train them on bringing in mobile network assets if they're needed to quickly restore communications until we can effect permanent repairs. So if you think about what a cell tower provides in terms of service, you have obviously power. So all of our mobile assets have an onboard generator that we can bring power in if power's lost at a particular site. It has a backhaul piece in case fiber optic connections are severed. We have satellite backhaul capabilities that bring, say, phone calls, video, and text into the network through a satellite connection. And then we have the radio propagation piece, the piece that communicates with your cell phone. These portable units have masts that stand 60 or more feet above and can propagate radio signals to quickly restore communications to areas that have been hard hit and there's infrastructure damage. We have hundreds of these mobile units deployed throughout the country, and we can bring them quickly into a situation when it's safe to do so to quickly restore communications. We also have another specialty team called our emergency response team. This is a team that focuses on repair of our fiber optic backhaul network. So if our fiber network that connects our cell towers into the network is damaged, this is a team of highly trained individuals that can quickly go in and restore communications either temporarily through temporary cables or through permanent fixes. And then lastly, we have another specialty team called our MERIT team, our Major Emergency Response Incident Team.
I love all these acronyms, by the way.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
And the team may prefer that over DIRT as the acronym, but I'm sure they're still proud of their work nonetheless.
Exactly.
And so they should be.
Exactly. Merit is our hazmat team. So these are technicians and engineers whose day job is to repair, grow, and maintain our networks. But we train them in the area of hazmat, and we train them to the level that a fire department hazmat team would have. So these are technicians and engineers that have the highest rating of hazmat training. They can go into a dangerous situation where they may have to otherwise wait for days to gain access to, but because because they are trained, because they've got the proper PPE and they know how to operate it, we can present our credentials and actually get into a dangerous area and restore our network faster than others. So it is a differentiating capability that we have, that our technical force has these specialty skills to go into those dangerous situations and quickly restore our network.
Very cool. More with Mark Paff, Director of Business Continuity and Event Management at Verizon, to chat with us about the Atlantic hurricane season and what carriers like Verizon are doing to ensure you have reliable cellular service and their work with first responders. So we'll continue on chatting in a moment, but first I wanted to give a shout out to Intel. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The PC is the place to play. Computer gamers know you can't beat the power and personalization of PC gaming. And if you're in the market for a new gaming system, this is the time of the year to pick one up, as Intel Gamer Days is here. 21 days of incredible deals on gaming laptops and desktops, CPUs and other components. Plus, you can snag a copy of Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed Shadows for free with qualifying purchases. There's also fun community events, as Intel and its partners are hosting incredible Twitch streams and giveaways, all designed to celebrate gaming and give PC players several ways to engage and save. All powered by the latest and greatest Intel processors at participating retailers like Costco.com. And more info on Intel Gamer Days is at game.intel.com. When we return, more with Verizon. Stick with us, more Tech It Out coming right up after this short break.
Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want. Find the Tech It Out podcast at iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to Tech It Out. We are chatting with Mark Paff, Director of Business Continuity and Event Management at Verizon. It's really cool to pull the curtain back and see all of this behind the scenes, whether it's preemptive or proactive studying of what's happening to deploying those emergency services on the ground. And speaking of on the ground, I would be concerned, putting employees in harm's way in order to restore service for your tens of millions of customers and businesses. But I was happy to hear that there were some satellite solutions as well, which might be safer.
Absolutely. Again, these are units that we have strategically deployed throughout the entire country. And they're not all the same. Some of them have different capabilities depending upon the terrain, depending upon the use cases. So in areas in, let's say, the Midwest, where we have firefighters, we have specific type of assets that will stage there that are used specifically for augmenting or restoring communications should our infrastructure be damaged there. We have specific assets along the Gulf Coast and the Mid-Atlantic and Florida regions that are specifically designed for those kinds of environments. We keep track of these hundreds of assets, and we're also able to move assets in from out of market if it's needed. My team does a lot of the coordination for where all those assets are located, and we make sure that we've got them where they need to be, but can also quickly deploy them out of market into areas that need them if the need is great enough.
Do Verizon customers need to know about any of this? Like I said, I found it fascinating to learn what's going on behind the scenes. But as a customer, do they need to sign up for anything like this to keep their service going during a natural disaster?
No, that's the experience we want to give to our customers, communities, and first responders. We're proud, and in fact, our mantra is we build the networks America and our customers can rely upon. So these are all the things that we do to ensure network resilience, network sustainability. So we design resilience into our networks, and when there is damage, we try to restore them as quickly as we can. So when you're signing up to be a Verizon customer, that's what you can experience.
Before I let you go, Mark, any other tips to helping to weather a hurricane or any other natural disaster, like emergency preparedness tips?
So September is National Preparedness Month, and there's certainly things that we can do to educate communities on how to prepare for a weather event. One thing I would recommend is keep your devices dry. So whether it's a cell phone, a battery charger, laptop, or some PDA device, if you know you're going to be in a situation where there's storm and whatnot, put them in plastic bags and seal them so that they can stay dry. Keep your devices charged. Plan ahead. Make sure you're at 100% charge for all of your devices. If you lose power in the home, make sure you have a car charger so you can power up your car, and that's a means for which you can keep batteries and devices charged. Create an emergency contact list. Keep track of who your loved ones are. Have them in your speed dial because you want to be able to reach out to them and make sure that they're okay. Catalog all your records. Take pictures of all of your household possessions, index them and keep them safe for insurance purposes. So these are all things that you can do to prepare yourself in the event of hopefully the unthinkable.
Yeah, all great tips. And also I'd add to make sure that your backup battery, your power bank is also charged up.
Absolutely.
Keep that in your glove compartment as well. Amazing stuff. Mark, thank you so much for your time. Is there a website where we can learn more?
Certainly there is. You can go to weather.gov/safety/hurricane-plan. This is part of NOAA's website where they have information for what you can do to keep safe, go bags and what to put in them, creating a family emergency plan. There's templates for that, reviewing insurance policies. It's a good website to get to be familiar with. If you really want to plan for any kind of unthinkable event, this is a place where you can go to for weather-related events where you can learn information on that front.
All right. And then, of course, Verizon.com for more as well. Thank you so much, Mark. Great to chat with you, and good luck with the rest of this Atlantic hurricane season, and hoping everything goes well and smoothly for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Hey, if you're on social media, drop by and say hi. I love hearing from Tech It Out listeners. I'll spell my name in a moment, and I'm on all the big platforms, but you can hit me up if you've got any tech questions for me. Yep, tech support on call, no worries. Or if you've got any suggestions for upcoming guests or topics, anything you don't like about Tech It Out, let me know. A couple people said they miss when it was a call-in show, but because it's syndicated to over 100 stations across the country, with stations that run it at different times and sometimes different days, and it's a podcast, obviously I can't do the call-in thing very effectively, so thanks for understanding that. But hit me up. So it's Mark Saltzman, MarkSaltzman for our Canadian friends, SaltzMan. And you can find me on X, formerly Twitter, Instagram, Threads, which is their version of Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and TikTok. I often share videos, including some of the Intel Gamer Days content I've been posting lately to get deals on hot laptops and desktops. If you're into PC gaming, again, it's Mark Saltzman, Mark with a C, Saltzman with a Z. If you prefer email, maybe you're not much into social media and you still want to reach me, you can head on over to my website, marksaltzman.com, and send me an email from there. Oh, and tell me where you're from. Tell me where you're tuning into Tech It Out from, whether it's on your local talk radio station or if you're listening to it in podcast form. Love to hear where you're from. All right, we cover cybersecurity a lot on this program and how you can best protect yourself in the digital age. One part of the solution is securely shopping online. And so I'm thrilled about my partnership with Visa on Tech It Out, as they've made some significant investments in fraud prevention over the past 5 years, as much as $10 billion. To support Visa's brand promise to protect the financial information of individuals and businesses. Zero liability means peace of mind when you shop online using your Visa card, which is why the company takes an aggressive and multi-layered approach to combating the rising threat of malicious software and other threats by well-funded and global criminal enterprises. Read more about Visa and how securing the world's payments is priority one at visa.com/security. Tennis, anyone? We're going to chat with IBM about the U.S. Open when we return on Tech It Out.
Want to follow Mark? Google him. Mark with a C and Saltzman with a Z. Breaking down geek speak into street speak. This is Tech It Out. Tech It Out with technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to Tech It Out. You might not think sports and technology go hand in hand, but the truth of the matter is, for every sport, tech is transforming how you watch the game, how data is collected and analyzed, and how athletes train to be their very best. Given the U.S. Open is here, it's a great time to chat with IBM, who's worked closely with the United States Tennis Association as a technology partner for 30 years, no less. And so to hear what's new this year at the U.S. Open, we're joined by Kristi Kolski, Marketing Program Director for IBM Sports and Entertainment Partnerships. Nice to have you on the show, Kristi.
Hi, Mark. Thanks for having me.
All right, so let me serve you up the first question. Before we talk about your work with the U.S. Tennis Association, what do you think fans are looking for in the future of sports?
Well, fans are really looking for more content, deeper insights, and more highlights about their favorite players. It's not just about following the local team anymore. They're following individual players across country, across geographies, across sports. So we're really looking to work with our partners like the US Open to help meet that demand and meet that need, help them create more content at scale, both written content and video content.
Highly personalized, no doubt, fast and accurate, right, on demand. And AI, artificial intelligence, plays a role here, changing the way sports is viewed by fans. Is that fair?
That's exactly the challenge. The USTA editorial team is amazing, but think about the event. It's 2 weeks, 254 matches, simultaneous action happening on 17 different courts. That's really daunting for any editorial team. So the idea is really to bring in the capabilities of IBM Watson X and generative AI to help scale that expertise to cover all the courts. We're really excited this year to introduce a new solution we call Match Reports, which is summarizing the match statistics, the outcomes, the game shifts within minutes into written bullets, as well as long form paragraph summaries that will be published in an internal tool. The USTA editorial team will review it for accuracy and tone, and then publish it out onto the digital platforms for millions of tennis fans within minutes.
I like that. So even though I'm a technologist, I like that human eyes will take a look at the summarized reports before the fans see it. A little bit of extra accuracy. That's great.
I really like to think about it almost as a first draft from a trusted colleague. And then it's an opportunity to edit, review, tweak headlines if appropriate, and really feel comfortable about the content they're putting out for fans.
Yeah. Kristi, can you tell us a bit more about that? How IBM worked with the USTA, again, the United States Tennis Association, to bring the tournament to life this year?
Yeah, as you noted at the top of the call, this has been a long partnership, 30 years. It's really about our IBM iX consulting team sitting shoulder to shoulder with the USTA digital team to understand the pain points, to understand the challenges and even opportunities to deliver a world-class experience for fans. So it starts almost immediately following the end of the tournament. We'll sit down, we'll have workshops, design thinking, agile, focused discussions, and we'll develop a roadmap to carry us through to the next year. It's really a true, more than partnership, it's a true collaborative relationship to design, develop, and deliver those digital experiences.
Awesome. I know there are other sports partnerships that I'm going to ask you about in a moment, tied to IBM. But yeah, the 2024 US Open Tennis Tournament is here. And this year, new technology solutions powered by IBM is looking to enhance the fan experience, which includes IBM AI commentary, post-match summaries for all 254 singles matches, and a fully redesigned IBM Slam Tracker experience. I'll ask you about that as we're hearing from Kristi Kolski, Marketing Program Director for IBM Sports and Entertainment Partnerships. So tennis is one partnership that you've got with the USTA, but there have been many others over the years. How can fans see this technology in action across the board?
Yeah, sports is awash in data, and there really is no AI without data. But if you think about sports like golf, we have a relationship with the Masters, and you have, again, dozens of players, 18 holes, 4 days of action. It's another great opportunity to apply this technology. This past year, we launched a solution we called Hole Insights. So for the golf fans out there, you may know the pin placement changes every day. We're actually giving real-time insights into how the holes are playing, how the different golfers are playing throughout the course. Again, new insights and new ways for fans to interact with the game. In the case of ESPN Fantasy Football, we are applying AI to help fans with their draft selections, their weekly lineups, and even trade recommendations.
Awesome. Back to tennis for a moment. Can you tell us a bit more about the IBM Slam Tracker?
Yeah, Slam Tracker is our fully redesigned digital experience that covers all the scores, stats, and insights pre, live, and post-match. It'll live on the digital platforms. It'll also include a solution we called Likelihood to Win, where we're using AI to help provide a prediction for the upcoming matches. Today, it's very historically driven for tennis fans. You know, it's a 52-week rolling average, but how someone played 52 weeks ago may not really reflect how they're playing right now. And so we're pairing all that historical stats with unstructured data like newsletters and blogs to help deliver insights about momentum coming into the current matches. So players are struggling with an injury or maybe some coaching issues. that can really impact the game and change the outcomes. So that's a great AI value add within the Slam Tracker experience. We have another solution we call AI Commentary. This actually launched last year, and we're rolling out an enhanced version of that. We're taking highlights from the outer courts, the courts that don't normally get the John McEnroe coverage, and we're adding AI-generated spoken commentary to add more context and flavor to those highlight clips.
Awesome. How does this all reflect the way businesses are leveraging AI from IBM's vantage point?
I think businesses in all industries are experimenting and testing with AI. We're seeing a lot of great use cases around customer care. I think we all remember the brittle and frustrating telephone trees. Applying AI to those chatbots can be much more conversational, much more personalized and customized responses, and actually allow for dialogue back and forth to drill down to specific topics that are important for the customer.
Awesome.
Even in the case of IBM, we're starting to experiment with this internally related to my job in marketing, and tools that can help generate content, long-form content, blogs, thought leadership pieces, landing page copy, write-ups about products. And as I mentioned before, this is really like getting a first draft from a trusted colleague that can then be updated and tweaked and finalized. And finally, many, many businesses are using AI to help drive data-driven business decisions.
All right. Can you give us a way to enjoy all this tennis-related content first? Is it an app that will have a dashboard?
Yeah. So anyone who wants to follow along with all this tennis, enjoy the AI-generated insights and content, they can download the official US Open app or visit usopen.org. And for anyone who wants to learn more about these AI capabilities or how they could apply to different businesses and industries, you can learn more at ibm.com/US Open.
All right. Kristi, great to chat with you.
Thanks, Mark.
When we return on Tech It Out, your own personal alarm system that travels with you. It's about the size of a smartphone. We're going to learn all about ArmorSiren when we return on Tech It Out. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Breaking down geek speak into street speak. Tech It Out, hosted by Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back to Tech It Out. You may already have an alarm system for your home and maybe one for your car, but what about one for you when you're, say, traveling and in a hotel room? Or this time of the year, maybe one of your kids are off to college and staying in a dorm room. How do you protect yourself, your loved ones, or your stuff when we're increasingly nomadic rather than sedentary? Well, we're now going to learn about a solution called ArmorSiren, built as your personal security system away from home. Joining us on the line to chat about ArmorSiren is the president and CEO of the company, Bruce Dubinsky. Thanks for your time, Bruce. Good to chat with you.
Good to be here, Mark. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm great. Thank you. Appreciate that and hope the same for you. And congrats on the launch of ArmorSiren. Why don't we dive right in? What is ArmorSiren all about?
So ArmorSiren is it's the world's first truly portable app-controlled personal alarm security system. We call it Pass for short, PASS. Think of it as taking your Ring or ADT home alarm system on the road with you, but we know you can't do that, right? Those systems are wired in your house. So we've developed a travel system that is about the size of your iPhone that you can take with you and use in hotel rooms or a dorm room or an Airbnb when you're traveling. It's controlled by an app on your Android device, and it's really unique in the technology. We actually have 2 patents that are pending on it, Mark. But basically, think of it this way. There are so many problems in hotels that people don't even know about. Last year, there was over 1.5 million hotel assaults in the United States alone, only, right? Just in the United States, 1.5 million assaults. We go to bed, when you're at home, you go to bed and you put your alarm system on and you feel safe, right? When we go to a hotel room, you flip that little lock on the back of the door and you hope you're safe. The reality is the bad guys can get in your hotel room so quickly, it's mind-boggling, and you can see those videos online. So our device, basically, you can put it on the back of your door, on the inside of your hotel door, and you arm it either with the app or on the device itself, and you go to bed. And if anybody opens that hotel room door, even the slightest fraction of a couple of inches, a 120 decibel alarm will sound, and that intruder is not coming in the room. It's going to wake everybody up on that. and the bad guys are going to disappear. So that's really what ArmorSiren is all about, protecting yourself in those situations where you don't have your home alarm system with you. You can't take it with you. It's truly a portable device.
All right. So first, I think it cut out for a moment, but the app is available for both iOS, which is iPhone or iPad, and Android. And just to be clear, it's not a motion sensor in the sense that if you got up in the middle of the night in that hotel room to go to the bathroom, that it's not going to emit that loud decibel alarm, right? So you put it up against the door?
You do. And that's a good point. We had to design the technology so if you got up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom, which most people do, normal motion detector that you have at home is going to set that alarm off, right? So we developed technology that is similar to technology that the Apple Watch or your smartwatches have when you start exercising. It knows you're moving. So we built in technology similar to that into the device. So when the door moves, or let's say you're using it on the safe in your hotel room, somebody unauthorized tries to open that safe, the movement of the door and the movement of the unit itself will trigger the alarm.
Okay. Thanks for the clarification. You could move, but if the device moves, then it's going to set off that alarm. We'll get to more of that in a moment. So it's called a Pass, a portable alarm security system. I believe there are others that may work a little differently. You said that there were some patent pending technologies here, but what would you say separates ArmorSiren from the other Pass solutions out there?
Yeah, so look, the technology itself distinguishes it. There's nothing else like it on the market worldwide. You can go to www.armorsiren.com. There's a lot of information both in our website and frequently asked questions, but the technology is groundbreaking. The idea that it has a built-in geolocation system. So meaning when the alarm goes off on your iPhone, when you're connected through your Bluetooth to the unit, so say you're in the hotel room, if that alarm does go off, there are up to 2 emergency contacts that you can program into the app, and they will be notified of your exact location, a geotag location, and the address and the date and time that alarm went off. Let's say I'm in the hotel room and it goes off. My wife can call and say, "Hey, Bruce, are you okay? I saw your ArmorSiren went off." And I could say, "Yeah, it was a false alarm. Don't worry about it." Or if she doesn't get an answer from me, she can either call the hotel security, because now she has exactly where I am, the hotel address and the room number, or she can call the local police department and say, "Something's going on. Can you send an officer out to check on this?" There's no other product out there in the market that does that. And that's a groundbreaking difference.
Okay, so the loud alarm is the primary deterrent, but it also can send messages to some predetermined contacts through your phone. But just to be clear, it's Bluetooth, right? So you have to be in close proximity to the ArmorSiren with your phone in order for it to work, because it's not Wi-Fi based from what I understand. And so if you're not at home, then the alarm will be the key deterrent, but nobody's going to be contacted. I just want to be clear about that.
Yeah, but the distinction the alarm still will go off. So let's say somebody's trying to break into your hotel safe and your passports are in there or a nice watch. That alarm's still going to go off, and that intruder or that bad guy is going to disappear. They're not going to want to be breaking into your safe with that alarm going. It's 120 decibels. You can hear that from 3 football fields away. It's loud.
Sounds it. Yeah, that'll scare the bejesus out of you. Let's face it. When we return, we're going to learn more about ArmorSiren, a few other details that I think you're going to want to hear about. I'm your host, Mark Saltzman. Thank you for tuning in to Tech It Out. One more thank you to Intel, the company powering Tech It Out each and every week. Intel Gamer Days is here. You're going to get some hot deals on awesome laptops and desktops, as well as components like CPUs. Head on over to game.intel.com for more info. That's game.intel.com, or you can go to Costco.com and see what sales they've got there. So Costco.com or game.intel.com. A few more minutes with ArmorSiren, your own personal and portable alarm system, when we return on Tech It Out.
Follow Mark Saltzman on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want.
We We are chatting with Bruce Dubinsky, President and CEO of the company ArmorSiren, which is the same name as the product. Pretty easy to remember. It's your alarm when you're not at home. You can bring it to a hotel room, a dorm room, or what have you. Now, Bruce, it's about the size of a smartphone, maybe a tad bigger. So nice and compact, easy to travel with. Is it battery based or do you need to plug it into the wall to get power? And if it does run on battery, how long does the battery typically last?
It is battery powered. It's got a lithium ion battery in there and you can recharge it USB-C recharging. The battery will last about 4 weeks in between charges for just normal use. Now, if the siren is going off and you don't silence it, it'll go into a reset mode and then go off again. That'll last about a week. So if your sirens are going off, a couple times during the week, it will start to drain the battery down. You'll have to recharge it, but it's a very simple process to recharge and very quick process to recharge.
Thank you, by the way, for the loaner unit. I haven't yet kicked the tires with the ArmorSiren, but looking forward to giving it a go. Perhaps it's a dumb question. You said that you can enable or disable the ArmorSiren with an app or with a button on the unit, but if you touch it in order to disable the alarm, say before you pack up your suitcase and go back home, how does that work? Is it like a keypad?
Yes. So think of it just like the alarm panel that you have in your house. It's got a keypad on there, and there are different keypad sequences that you can arm and disarm with a delay on it. So if you want to program it on the back of the door and arm it and leave without using your app, there's a delay, and then the unit will go into delay setting mode and delay entry mode. And start beeping, just like your home alarm system. So it's really mirrored after a home alarm system, but with different technology for traveling.
I love the idea of securing this on the back of a safe door where I've got my passport and some cash and some jewelry. So if that door is swung open, the alarm will be triggered. Is it immediate, or you said you have a chance to turn off with a keypad? Like, how long does it take for that alarm to kick in?
Yeah. So if you arm it with the keypad, there's a 10-second delay. If you arm it with the app, you can either select instant or delay. So let's say I arm it with the app and put it on the safe. I can arm it instant. Anybody that moves that safe, even if they pick the safe up to walk away with it, right, the alarm will go off. But if they have a backdoor device to get into the safes, which every hotel security guy does, and if they have it, the bad guys have it, they go to open and swing that door open, the alarm will go off. Or if they take the alarm off the door, it'll start to arm. It'll start to alarm.
I would definitely set it to emit that alarm immediately, because 10 seconds is enough time for them to grab everything and get out of the room, right? So yeah, glad that that's an option.
Exactly.
Excellent. And the app is, before we wrap up, this is just called ArmorSiren. You can download it from both the App Store for iPhone and the Google Play Store for Android devices.
Yep, it's just called ArmorSiren Pass, P-A-S-S. You can just search it. It'll come up for you. You can download that. And Mark, we are offering right now, it's a 15% discount and free shipping. There's a code AS15NEW. If you go to www.armorsiren.com, AS15NEW is the coupon code. We have units in stock. They're shipping right now. We hope your listeners will go check it out. It's a great personal safety device. And I think they'll really find it giving them a peace of mind when they travel that they don't otherwise have.
Yeah, thanks for that. I appreciate that, Bruce. So it's normally $199 for ArmorSiren, which is one word, capital A,
Correct.
capital S. But if you go to ArmorSiren.com and you use the code AS for ArmorSiren, 15 new, you will get a discount, which is fantastic. Bruce, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck on this new device. It sounds like a great solution to a common problem. Thanks again.
Thanks, Mark, and good luck in trying out the product. Let me know if you have any questions.
And I'll throw that to the listeners as well. If you have any tech questions for me, you can hit me up on social media. I plugged my handles earlier this hour, but let's do it again. So if you're on Twitter, now called X, or Facebook or Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, what have you, Threads, it's Mark Saltzman, MarkSaltzman. Let me know what you had in mind if you have suggestions for Tech It Out guests or topics. So would love to hear from you. Before we wrap up, I just wanted to remind you to back up your important files on a regular basis. I know I hate to sound preachy, but it's the worst feeling if you haven't gone through this before. When you suddenly realize all your important files are gone. This is especially relevant this time of year for students who've been toiling away delay on an essay or a book report, it's not saved to the cloud or anything like that, then you definitely want to have good, reliable offline and local storage backup. So you don't have to pay through the nose for a subscription fee. I only trust Western Digital and SanDisk with my data. So external drives that you can connect to your laptop or desktop via USB-A or USB-C, drag and drop your files over, or leverage the free software that lets you create automatic backups when you're not using your computer, 3 a.m. or what have you. Actually, some students may still be playing or doing their work at that time, but you get the idea. Some of these portable drives, like the WD My Passport drives, are smaller than a deck of cards, yet they can store up to 6 terabytes of data, 6,000 gigs. That's a lot of storage in a tiny little drive that you do not need to even plug into the wall. It gets its power from the computer itself. So awesome. westerndigital.com. Hey, thank you everyone for tuning in. Happy long weekend, and I look forward to catching up with you next time for another episode of Tech It Out. Bye-bye for now.